Welcome to the Grand Design Series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. We're picking up on the 29th of March 2000, which is about 18 months on from the end of the last part. And the reason why I've pushed forward so much is simply down to the fact that I want to be in a position to populate our new town in the north, because at the moment we've got fairly stagnant population. Simply due to the fact that we have a lack of accommodation. You can see here the population is barely growing at the moment, although there have been a few ups and downs over the last 18 months as usual, and for that reason I want to start with the usual disasters report. But I want to start with a bit of a positive note here, in the sense that what I've done here is, originally this was producing vehicles, but it was a waste of time. And what I've done is I put a block of houses in here with a new store to try and balance things out a little bit. And we also put a pub in as well, because these buildings would be out of range of a pub. And there's also a risk that they might be out of range of other facilities, but I can sort that out over time. Train waiting too long. Yeah, well, we'll come to that. I'll just leave the game on pause. So this is one of the positives. And there's still enough room here, if possibly, to put in a hotel. So there's a possibility of a small hotel here. So we might be able to get a little bit of tourist industry. But it does depend very much on what I can do with this workforce. Because if I do the overlay here, it's something I hadn't noticed, mainly because I probably haven't been looking. But if I show you the overlay here, there's absolutely no unemployment in this town, and that might account for why I'm not really getting the levels of efficiency out here. Let me just see if I just jazz this up a bit to drive this farm. So I think what's happened is a lot of the workforce has gone to here, and at the moment we've also got a little bit of a backlog of clothes. So so in some ways I'm producing too much. I will be talking about these helicopters in a little while as well. In fact, I do need to check. Yeah, well, this side is okay. So what I've actually done up over here, if I can find it in the map's so big, is I've now finished off what I originally planned here, and I've put an export control just rail distribution office here. But you can see at the moment this is not being it's not finished yet, so we can't really do anything just at the moment. And part of the problem why this is not finished is that Stilton is getting a little bit too far away. So what I would like to do, if possible, is just turn off the unemployment. I don't really need it at the moment. Is that I think it's time now to think about shutting this place down and getting rid of it. The real problem is going to be is how we can deploy the workforce. So what I'm going to be doing is building a new rail construction office here. It doesn't have to be massive, and we can take advantage of some of the unemployment in this area. So we'll probably build it about there, and what we'll do is probably take the tracks off around here, come up to here, and we'll build it with a proper kind of depot supply system. Although, well, we got a road link to there. I think what I might do in the light of that is we're going to put a road to there, and we'll just let these guys build it in their own time. There's no rush. Generally here things are been working really well, and you can see if I flip through here, you can see we've got 1,700 tons, 1,000 tons, or 943 tons of alcohol. We've got plenty of electronics. We've got maybe as not as much chemicals as I would like, so I might push that up a little bit. Fabric is good. Electro components, mechanical components. Again, I think I'm just gonna slowly push this up a little bit more, say to 600, because at the moment we're not really using it. And of course we got plenty of bricks and steel boards and Prefabs. That is the positive side. Now we're going to start looking at some of the anomalies that's been thrown up. And the first one is kind of caught me out, and it does relate to what I was down here. Is the fact that, well, if I show you the history, you can see we are now scrapping more and more helicopters, and these are now kind of coming in here. Now this one is okay because we got the aluminium scrap in here. Oh, why am I scrapping you? Actually, I think these Volvos haven't really been a great success. I think they can't really carry the large vehicles, but I think what I will do is we'll send you there, and maybe we can export you to. We'll find out how much that is actually worth in here. Now back to the helicopters. So this area is working okay, but if I come up to here, which is my other scrapping zone, and you can see I've done a bit of a botch job here because I've now got a big pile of aluminium scrap. And at the moment, I've got nowhere to kind of put it. I did take a look at, see if I could find some way where I could connect in up here, if I should kind of show you here, of putting some way that I could export the scrap from here. I mean, it's possible I could get it in, put it in about here. Let me just give it a go. So I put it there. I don't need that connection. And then maybe I can just do it. Because what I don't want to do is actually turn this into aluminium. Well, I could turn it into aluminium, actually, come to think of it. It'd be worth more, wouldn't it? What's the price of... I've got to put my money head on. Aluminium goes at 55,000 a ton. Aluminium scrap 64. No, aluminium is 133,000 a ton. Aluminium scrap is 64. The trouble is, let me just see. Will it be worth processing? Wow, we don't actually need any chemicals or anything. Oh, we might be able to do something. Although we'd have to put it here because it's not going to be a massive capability. Although we could bring aluminium scrap down here. Okay, let me just see if I can get. Got an aluminium recycling plant here. We're going to have to use trucks to get it going, but I don't really need an aggregate connection. So if I could squeeze you in there, and then all we would need is so it's an open hole for aluminium, isn't it? Yeah, so if I could get you in alongside like that, say like that, we can build that here. We could make this work, but what we would need is a small distribution office here to be able to move the scrap, because at the moment I'm botching it a little bit. I think if I tuck you in, can't get a good angle there because of that. If I move this, if I get rid of that path there and send you to there, all you need is a fire connection. It's not like there's no need for any efficiency. There's a node there. Take that node out. Can I get... What I'm going to need is one to move the scrap and one to move the aluminium. Oops. That can just be a mud road. It's not important. In fact, that can just be a mud road as well. Speed is not particularly that great. I think we got some guys sat around doing nothing over here. I don't think you're not really on auto detect. No, what you can do is, while you're faffing around, is you can build that and that. This, again, I think we're going to remove the roads. Oh, no. Cancel. As I say, this isn't time critical. And then what we'll do is we'll put... Okay, we might have an issue with that connection there because it's a bit short. Oh, no. Yeah, we'll have to build these and then build that connection in between. So that is the next one. Now the next disaster was very significant, and it took me a long time to one, to actually work out what was going on, and two, to fix it. And it's a bit of a kind of the way this game can catch you out, because what actually happened is if I show you here, although this construction office wasn't here. Actually, did I fix that train? It's just going to clear all the messages. We'll deal with that. Anyway, so if I show you here, we got this construction office didn't exist. What happened is because of course this area was all built roughly at the same time. They all started to go into maintenance at the same time, and more importantly, they went into the wear and tear on machines. And what that did was it overloaded my little maintenance construction office here. So the first thing I did was build this, but then, and I still thought, well, why aren't they fixing it? And then of course I realized that to repair machinery, you've actually got to use electronics. And of course, because this is shut down, there was no electronics, because I was drawing the electronics from this area here, or electro components, not actually electronics. So what I've done is, and I think I've also tried to improve the overall efficiency. In fact, I can now get rid of you, make this 100% electronics. So what I'm doing now is moving the plastics and the electro components to here. This is the surplus plastic and the surplus electro components. This is being sent to here from this area here. And what that means now is that we're going to get a lot more electronics coming into here. We've got the electro components which are being brought in by the fork trucks, but what I'm doing now is picking the surplus plastic from here by truck. But what I found then is I overloaded this connection, so I had to squeeze in a chem drop, which, as you can see, what's going on here. Yeah, and of course what's happening now is, wow, I think what's happening at the moment is this is kind of we need to get more workers into here, and I also need more chemicals, and that is the reason. So chemicals is a bit of an issue at the moment, but I don't think it's a major problem, major problem. I think we've only got 4.93 tons of, but we can still draw chemicals from down here. Because I think we've still got, we've got surplus chemicals from here. And of course at the moment, let me just check what's going on. Let me just see, chemicals. Yeah, we got 190, so I've got to keep an eye on my chemicals. But at the moment I've got surpluses all over the place at the moment, which is going to be a cause, maybe not a major cause for concern. Now, to give you an update of where we are with respect to our rail lines, we are slowly chugging out here, but this is fairly low priority. And then the other rail connection, it is going out here. Okay, you've got blocked. Yeah, well, it's about saying you're probably the one that was blocked, because I'm. Oh, this guy. Oh yeah, he was blocked as well. So mainly because of the signals here, but this isn't particularly that much of a problem. And you can see here, these guys have been doing a grand job. I think they're now working on these bridges, these first bridges. That one, this one's nearly finished. And then, of course, what we're going to have to do is build the track through here. So we are making good progress. I think if we get this connection done, it'd be really good. So that's the disaster report over. Now, what I want to do is just show you what's going on here. Oh, great. I need to get rid of these people. 593. I forgot somebody obligingly built a tower block for me. Okay, we got this here. Move everyone in here. Okay, I don't think there's any more space here. So we got 216, and we can say wasn't really planning on doing that, even though I am building this, because what I was trying to do is phase in the workforce as we're going, because I've had a few problems here with kindergartens and things like that. I'm going to push this up a priority, I think, and we'll bring the mob in, try and get that done. Now I've kind of messed up that area there. We might be able to save some of these people, but the trouble at the moment is we got power. No one lives here. So it looks like we've actually got power. The game's put power in when I was not actually looking. Now what I want to do is, I think we can get deliveries there. How busy are these guys? We've got plenty of wagons, but okay. What I want to do is, I don't want to use the distribution office at the moment. Unload. And we want food, clothes, electronics, and meat. Set it to 50%, because there's absolutely no point here. One thing I have noticed since I've got this central store, if you look here, I've now got trains running with combinations of stuff. So like this one's, so these guys are, this one's moving clothes and fabric. Right, let me just make sure what the settings are for this. Yeah, we've got 10 tons of fabric, 131 tons of clothes, 131 tons of food, 51 tons of clothes, and 12 tons of electronics. And we're not going to worry about this at the moment. So what? And of course, because we got the direct connection, I have got. I put large meat stalls in here. I've learnt my lesson with respect to that if I'm building a major city. So we're going to get this area in here. Now, the next thing. Oh, we need chemicals as well. Let me just go down to. Where are you? You're about here, aren't you? think what I will do is, it's a little bit far away, but in the short term, I've got a spare distribution office there. What am I looking for? You. Chem distribution. 12 tons of chemicals. Now, one thing I haven't got here is train waiting too long. Okay, this is not good because it's a normal train. I have been getting quite a lot of blockages around here. This line is way overloaded. Oh, a curiosity. This is something I did forget. This is again another really odd thing. What happened here is that the trucks that were coming in to pick up concrete and stuff like that were coming down here and waiting. What happened is let me just check something. Yeah, I think if I put you there, will that improve that flow? Trouble is he might block on that. That's no good. Yeah, so what I had to do in the end was I put a tunnel under here, but I think this area is way too overloaded, I think. I will put in, there's a lot of the trains moving through here are short trains. We've got a long line there. I think what I will do is put a couple of... What I'm trying to redo here is the signal pattern for trains, which some of the shorter trains, because you can see we get lots of little trains like this who are moving to some of the smaller towns. Where are you trying to go? I think maybe if the risk is that yep. Yeah, this wasn't particularly very well designed. Eventually the local supplies to here will be things. So what I need to do is I'm going to put a 3 distribution office in because I've got a problem. I'm going to put a 3. I'm going to tuck you up here out of the way. And we're just going to buy... actually, I think I've been using up all the covered holes. Let me just see. Oh, we got one left. I've been trying to get into the habit of using these. Yeah, we'll put you there because we got to deliver. So we've got food, we've got alcohol, we can get chemicals in, we've got meat coming in as well. This has got power. What are you delivering? You're delivering clothes and fabric. So I'm not too worried about the rest. We just need some electronics, although electronics is not that important. What I do need is some ambulances. I don't think I've got ambulances up here. Have I? Yes, I have. Yeah, we got lots of ambulances. Isn't this fun? Where's the hospital? I'll put you in there. Might as well put a whole lot in here. I'll put you in there. We need some fire trucks as well. I don't think I've got any fire trucks up here, which could be a problem because I think the fire trucks that I want to use citizens' happiness is too low. Yep, I can. Yeah, well, they're probably not that happy in the sense that they were moved from somewhere else, so they're going to have a bit of a negative impact to begin with. Right, fire trucks are going to be... Actually, where is the fire station? There it is there. See, I think if we try and buy fire... We got... I think that might be the trucks that we are using. Let me just check. Yeah, it's the T8135, so we're going to have to buy these. 2, 3, 4. Oops, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, another thing is going to be fuel distribution. I don't think I've got any. I've got a gas station planned here, but what we'll have to do in the short term is use these guys. It's just going to be... Oh, that's another problem. Let me just do this and I'll talk about another problem that came up. This needs to be prioritized because we've got no gas stations here. So we need that built. Otherwise we'll have a problem. Right, we need police station. I don't think I've got any police cars. What have we got here? We've got vehicles, but I'm not sure that they're actually police cars because they're... But we've got a civilian version and we've got a what we call it version. No, it won't let me. So what we're going to have to do is... This is one of the downsides of using templates. So we're going to have to get 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. I think what... Has the security police been built yet? Yeah, central, right. We need to set your loyalty. We've got to remember to do this as well. Set the loyalty for the... what we call it. I think we can use the vehicles from up here. Oops. Thank you, game. We can use these. These will be for the security police. Use these up. Oh, there was a fire truck in here as well. Didn't notice that. Now, the next thing we're going to need is waste management. That's snow clearance. This is waste management. These SKD 7080s are old trucks, which I need. I sent up here, ready to be, so I could use them up. The alternative is that I would have had to scrap them. We will need a couple of small ones as well, simply because we don't have the full garbage coverage at the moment. In fact, I think I'll put... Okay, you're now full. At the moment, let me just see. You're mixed, you're hazardous. There's no point trying to do any separation just at the moment. Just put you there. We'll sort out the waste management. I think there's power in there, but we've got one bit of section of track there. Let me just make sure that that's covered by the rail construction train. High priority. And what we can do is use these guys. Demand or DOMED. You need to pick up the mixed waste. Set it to 20%. I don't want you running around with low loads. I know we've still got problems with this area, but we're not going to do any separation just at the moment. I think that's done. You need to go to there, pick up chemicals, and deliver it to there, 50%. If we get chemicals in here, we've got chemicals in here, so he will get going. Temperature too low. Right, next thing I need is some buses. I don't think I've got... Actually, well, we don't really need to worry too much about temperature at the moment. I can sort that out later on. Oh, I put an access road in here because I realised that all the vehicles were coming around here. And that was... let me just bring in... What has we got? I think what I will do now... We're going to move some of you into here. I mean, you're going to leave anyway, so we might as well put you in here where you might actually survive a bit. So we've got a few basics now. You... How many over 21s we got? How much food have we got now? Right, I think we can bring in a few more people. Just let in... What I am going to do, actually, I need a university. Go back to what we call it here. Where are you? Medical. Oh, we need to increase the birth rate. Also, let's get over here. Oh, one thing, while I'm here, I finally solved the low happiness in this area. What I did is I squeezed another little shop in here. That's actually done that, and I've actually put a second meat store in here as well, because they're just consuming so much food. Let me just see if we get to here. Can you do that? Alright, we're going to increase the birth rate. And then what we're going to do is let in... We're just going to have to live with the consequences of you. We need workers in here, and you are going to have to go there 100%. This is going to be a bit of a dodgy population exercise. Where was it? Yeah, some goods are missing. We got meat, we just need electronics. Is anybody delivering electronics? Okay, I forgot that you don't supply electronics locally. Yeah, that was my fail. Okay, we probably don't need... we can reduce that down a little bit. How's the secret police? We can reduce you a little bit. Where's my fuel supply? Yeah, the fuel, I had a problem with fuel. Let me just do this and then I'll talk about it. I knew it was coming. It's one of these things where I knew it was coming, but I forgot all about it. We'll put fuel directly into there, and there. And then once we got the gas station built, we can provide local fuel for this guy here. Right, so while that's kind of settling down and people are getting a bit, we've got no sport. We got a bar here, but we're going to need a... Actually, we can pick up the alcohol. I know we've only got the one truck here. The bar's a little bit over the top, but the sport's in here somewhere. Are we still building it? Here's the sport, but yeah, I know the happiness. Anyway, let me just talk about what happened was, and this is one of the hazards of actually running extensive helicopters. What happened was, if I can find it, what happened here is that these helicopters, because I was pushing really hard up the top here, what happened was is that helicopters were draining the fuel reserves from here. So what I had to do is build a second tank. One's for the helicopters, one's for local consumption. And then what happened was, and I don't know if this is still a problem, it's actually the oil refinery here is coping because I haven't got maximum, or didn't have a lot of workers in here. This oil refinery wasn't able to supply fuel to the whole map, so what I had to do in the end was instigate my contingency here with these guys to deliver fuel. And what this is doing is actually now delivering fuel down to various towns. I can't remember, I think one of them is Stilton, to basically split the load from that first oil refinery. Anyway, let's bring it back to here. How many? I think what we're going to do is we're now going to kind of start to suck up all the... we're going to let in people in your full... Oh, the Tower of London is actually the university. I'm building that just as an experiment. Let in workers there and there. I don't want to overwhelm what we've got here. We still haven't got any electronics, but that's okay. We're applying them with alcohol, which is good. I think we're allow people into the Empire House here. We got some athletic leagues there. Wait, where are you going? Okay, well, we got surplus workers going out that way. That's fine. Citizens' happiness is too low. I'm just going to suck up virtually all this over 21s. If they all kind of cut and run, that's fair enough. What is this here? This is an old cinema building. We need that built. I think we'll get you on that. Okay, so train waiting too long. Okay, it's finally kind of got itself sorted out. I do need to, let me just do a quick check. That we need that built. I'm still kind of working on trying to get all the road system put together here. It's quite a big project, because when I was trying to work out where the power supply was, it proved a bit of a challenge. What I will do is set this up for supplying the domestic food. You can see here, this is called heating thing here, and this is the one for the bulk site. But I'll do that off camera because it's going to involve a lot of shuttling around of trains and other things. Right, I've got my building maintenance thing here. I don't really need that. I do need the snow clearance, and I do need some buses. Actually, I think I've actually pushed out quite a long kind of road thing here. If But what I do need is a road depot, vehicle depot. I'm just going to slot you. Actually, we'll slot you in on this side if I can. This needs to be built as well. I think for the moment, what we'll do is we'll put in a free one if I can find the space for it. We can just tuck you in there because I've got to set a bus route up before winter comes in. I don't think I've got any buses up. Oh, we got two up here. That should be enough for the moment. Use our standard buses. Where's the... just put it down and I've lost it already. There it is. We've also got snow plows up here as well. What I've been doing is pushing these up in preparation for the big event. And of course, I'm going to have to check my vehicle construction to replace all these vehicles that I'm currently using. Get the snow plows in as well. So I think just as a quick check, you buy a snow plow, might as well. Yeah, we just won, so. Right, the gas station is now, so we need these guys to, again, eventually, once this is built, and set up, we can, right, put you in there. We'll supply the fuel into here. Right, you're set up already. It's got no power supply because putting the power in, I only concentrated on this area. So like over here, there's no power supply either. What I will do before I forget is I will stop people moving into here because eventually we will have to expand these power blocks. These are Dnipro flats. But at the moment, I just want an enclave of this going on here. I think I'd like to get these finished so that we can... I'm not going to worry about the hotel at the moment. Okay. We've got water. Yep. Yeah, these guys are really complaining. I think this is the problem. When you get the like really low happiness, it takes such a long time to build this up. Wow. Okay. We're gonna need a garbage thingy here. I didn't realise that was gonna fill up quite so quickly. Actually, I think if I put you there, we can get a wider coverage. So he may not. He may have a garbage problem as well. Right. Get the heavy mob on this. High priority. You can see at the moment this is because we've got a health risk here. We're not... we need to get that kind of sorted out. Sport seems to be quite... You can see I've got quite a row of buildings here now. Sport seems to be quite a big issue here. The other thing, oh, crime isn't quite so bad. We are having a very positive effect on our population, right? Do we have any electronics yet? Yeah, we've got electronics now. We've got food. We've got fabric over-delivered, auto maximum. What is that there? Okay, we've got an electric substation here that's not built. That is a cause for concern. Has it got its power cable in? Yeah. Again, what I've deliberately done is I've overlapped the power supplies here for an overload capability. Yeah, see, this is meant to supply power to there. So I'm not going to set up the bus route just yet until this is built, because these guys have got no fuel. And what will happen is that once these run out of fuel, they're going to wander off a long way away, and that's going to be a problem. Okay, I think while that's settling down, if we got any more, we still got 1,600. I think we're just going to, I don't want to empty this out completely. One, because it's a bit of a risk with respect to the, you've got that there, you've got that there, you've got people there. I think we're another 122 into here. I don't want to empty this out completely because, as I said, our population, oh no, it's gone up a little bit. Right. While that's running, I'm aware that I'm starting to run out a little. Now, I'm aware that I'm starting to run out a little bit out of time now. So what I want to do now is to scoot down to here and see what we've got here. Yeah, we've got a bit of a kind of a blind back here, but that's okay. What I want to do is we're going to let 89 workers into here. And what I want to do is get these in and settle down. In fact, maybe we can, I mean, this isn't got a massive population, but what I want to do is just let these in and see if they actually kind of create any unemployment. Well, look, that looks pretty good actually. We're now also on June, so what I'm going to do is my crop check. We'll start over in Clotherton. This is good. This is empty. Wow. It's a long time since Clotherton's been empty. We still got a little bit of a problem with this one. I think that's got more to do with the fact that I didn't have the workforce in here. Hence the reason why I was trying to get the workforce into here. I think we can, I think I'm going to go for it. I mean, because what I want is more workers into here so that we can produce more food, but same time, this I'm getting lots and lots of production from here, and if these are empty, that means that these are empty as well. But what you'll see is I've got great big piles of organic fertilizer in here now. Yeah, this is go. So we're in support mode at the moment, but yeah, you can tell that because it's got 10,000 in there. This is empty. This is in support mode as well, but I think we've got still got plenty of meat, and we got that there. Now, something else I want to check is over here. That's Stilton. What I will do is I'll design the actual rail construction office here. I'll do that off camera. We've got these guys don't have anything to do. Let me just check. I can use those, but where is our oil refinery? It's over here. That's better. What I was having was a very curious effect that because I was delivering the oil to here, this tank was not being drawn upon. So this tank was full. And what that resulted in was my pipeline here backing up. So what I did is I created a pipeline over to here. And you can see what we're getting now is more oil flowing into this tank. And I'm hoping that that will reduce the overall oil consumption, because if I come all the way up to here, let's just check this. Yeah, this tank is now empty. This tank was full as well. So basically I was paying for my own oil. Actually, we can bring... Well, it says no construction path. Why is that saying that there's no construction path? That's a bit weird. Okay, you guys build it yourself. Why is this not saying that there's no... And you can build that. It's not like it's high priority, although this is filling up quite successfully. We got 3 helicopters. I think it's because I bought all the helicopters at the same time. Again, if we come in here, you can see I do really need it. This is getting very expensive. In fact, if you actually look at this, this is 2,000. So this gives you an idea of the vehicles that we've replaced in 6 months. And this is what I've noticed, is that things can go in cycles, which can then lead to problems. Let me just check while we're here. Let me just see. I mean, these guys should be exclusively working on here. And of course, you've got stuck there. I don't think this is... Okay, yeah, I know happiness is too low. It's part of the course. There's always unhappiness whenever you populate a... I think what we'll do is... That's already done, so let's just make sure that that happiness is in the place where I think it is. Yeah. Right, we've got waste here. The other thing I'm also doing now is I'm actually putting biological waste down from here as well. So that we can keep our organic fertilizer thingy going. I mean, I could populate this building. How many over 21s have we got? 952. How many people we got waiting here? We got lots of people waiting here. Let me just see what the workforce... What I'm trying to do all the time at the moment is kind of get the maximum out of here. Trouble is that I need chemicals, lots of. How many have we got here? I could probably... But missing mechanical components. Okay. Okay. What's up with you guys? Well, you've got the source is good. Just want to make sure that you're not completely committed. If you are, you're going to need another train. Yeah, it looks like it. Nope, we've got one spare train there, so that's good. And oh, what on earth is going on here? I'm not sure. Can I... Let me just check the signals here. I think we're got some extra signals there. Yeah, I think the problem we got here is that You can see we got too much going on coming down this single line here. I'm gonna need to if there's any way I can. Trouble is, how can I build it? If, say, for example, I could see we got this line comes here to go to there. Most of it's going this way. I'm just wondering if I could build a but that line doesn't go. That just goes back to there, so that's not really worth the effort. It's this line here that's causing the problem, which then flows through to there, and then we got this line coming back this way. I think if I put another signal, say up, whoops, thank you game. If I put a signal there, that might allow more trains that want to go straight through to flow into there. This is a real bottleneck. That's immaterial. It's this one here that comes through into there, which goes into there. Wait, what are you? Wow. Have I still got these on the line? Oh, haha. Gotta take a picture of these. Let me just press that. Looks like Stilton has still got small boxes in here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at this. Yeah, it looks like Stilton's the one with the problem. Let me just see. Let me just go to Stilton. Let me just see. Okay, I am going to sell you because I want you using these. Now, these are quite useful in their own way, but ideally what I want to be doing is using the bigger ones. The small ones are quite nifty for small cargoes, but Anyway, I'm over time on the video now, so what I'm going to do is just one final check up here. How we got here? We got fire crews, got mixed waste here. We've got some waste collection here. We've got some waste building up there. And see, what's the waste situation? The waste situation's under control at the moment. I think we've got that there. Do you have access to any waste? You've got access to waste there. What about the pub? No. Right, so what we need to do is looks like you've got something in range here. But what we need to do is service the pub. Because the pub, or cafe actually, it's I think if we can get a small waste dump in here, if I can kind of tuck you in like that, bring you up there. I think we can bring Stilton up to do that one. They got nothing to do at the moment. And just use a mud footpath there. That's just like a backup footpath there. The road for this is just there. It's virtually impossible to see, but I think what I will do is push that out. and get that built. What that should do is give full coverage to the town. Okay, this is our university. It operates as, I think it operates as a technical university. Let me just see. I mean, let me just see. I mean, I was really surprised when I was looking for a university, and no, it's actually the headquarters of the Communist Party. So we got the Tower of London here. Actually, change of mind. This is going to be the thumbnail. Let me just take this out. Anyway, this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.